Woohoo! Hope you guys heard that. Having me some Starbucks Frappuccino chilled coffee, although it's not chilled, which probably isn't a good thing. Vanilla. So boy, is life good. And I also got a flavored water. So there's that. Well, first of all, I hope you guys are doing good. I really do. I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Wednesday. It is Shrimp Day, aka Hump Day. We're going to try to rebrand that to Shrimp Day. And, I'm just enjoying some coffee. I already had my large Dunkin' Donuts coffee from this morning. You guys know we've been training some people, so I've been coming in at 5 a.m. So it's been a little crazy, but life is going pretty good. Got a lot to catch you guys up on. We're talking about the American Shrimp Contest today. There's a lot to do for that, let me tell you. But a lot going on, and so shout out to you guys. And I see that Nick Della Rocco becoming a new Flip Aquatics family member. Thank you so much, Nick. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, I want to see where we're standing as far as membership goes. Last I checked, it was early this morning. It was 107. So I want to see where we're at, which is super exciting. I mean, guys, thank you so much. So we're still at 107, so that's great. That's 7 people over our goal of last month, so we hit it. So thank you guys for the support, and thank you for doing it. And we accomplished it. I need to do a big giveaway for you guys, which I was going to do it last week, but I think I got distracted going on my rant. So we'll come up with something today. If not today, very, very soon, we're going to be doing a big giveaway for that because that's a huge goal to hit, a huge milestone that I've been aiming for. And I so appreciate you guys so much. Above all else, I wanted to show you guys this. Tank Life Apparel sent me a hat. They actually sent me a shirt too, but I didn't put it on. I haven't washed it yet. And so I want to throw this on and kind of give them a shout out because they sent me a bunch of free stuff. So full transparency, they did send it to me for free. And so I'm sure that there's some kind of thing that I have to make a notice there. But yeah, Tank Life Apparel, thank you guys so much. I really like the hat. I really like the shirt too. I'm gonna have to test it out. And so really appreciate you guys. I see R.A.E. Ray becoming a YouTube member as well. Thank you so much, Ray. Let's see, that takes us up to we're still 107. So it must be people renewing their membership, upgrading their membership, something like that. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for being members and supporting the channel. And before we really get into things, I want to give a shout out to everyone here. We had Ron Foss, the first person in the house. He said, hello, 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 hello. Ron, thank you for being here. Nick Della Rocco, thank you so much for being here. It says, I can't wait for Aquashella. Aquashella is coming up quick. Super exciting. And that's where the American Shrimp Contest is actually going to take place. So we're going to get into that. Really excited to talk about it. Join just to say that. Well, I hope you join to hang out and have some coffee too, because that's how it's going to be. And we're going to enjoy that stuff. So how it works, we'll get into that. There's definitely going to be some fish stuff. There's definitely going to be stuff for sale. It's going to be a really good event. And, I know a lot of people are itching to get out. So, if you're all ready to go, get out, even with everything going on, and see us there. And it's going to be a good time. Florante Sanko, my buddy, how are you doing this morning? Thank you for tuning in. Good morning to you. IB Sam, good morning. Wildflower Aquatics, Emma, good morning to you. Lawrence Kibler, thank you so much for the double thumbs up, and good morning to you. Science Gal, my favorite person in the whole world, good morning to you. No, you got to be second. Amanda has to be first, but you're up there. And then we got Joe Shrimp Shack. Shout out to you, Little Jelly. He always calls me peanut butter because of my peanut butter story, which, if you guys don't know that story, I'll have to bring it up, but it's a funny story. It really is. And so IB Sam said Flip Aquatics needs a hat. I actually have a hat. I just literally have it for me, but I need to bring one out. I don't wear hats as much anymore though. When you got this nice bald head, you kind of just rock it, I kind of like the look of being bald. I don't know why. Because I got a big old noggin. But hats are nice too. hats definitely shave off a few years. You know what I'm saying? And then Ollie Taylor. Ollie, I know you've been calling, dude. I am so sorry. This is my buddy Ollie, just a brother of mine. Love the dude so much. I know you've been calling, man. I apologize. My hat always gets crooked. There we go. And I apologize. We'll definitely reach out and give you a call here soon. And then Will, sure, Aquatics. Does this mean you're going to be the new Papa Shrimp? Yeah, I don't know. New Daddy Shrimp, maybe. But I think Shrimp Daddy's already taken. That was an old brand a long time ago. I don't know if they're still around. Natasha says, how do we upgrade our membership? There should actually be a link in the description of the video. You could go there. Let me see if I can share this. Right here. I'll put it in the chat right now. That's the link you would go to. I think you can change it there. But just click on it and find out. We'll see what happens. So shout out to Ollie. We got Taylor, Simply Beta in the house. Taylor, always a pleasure to have you here, a part of the stream. Taylor, I think it's like her Wednesday routine is to come join us on the stream. Oh, I love my coffee. So shout out to Taylor, and huge congratulations to Taylor. She hit 100K subscribers. So huge love to her and all the hard work that she's put in to get there. So I think that's just awesome. Beta Lover in the house, a new member. Thank you so much, Beta Lover, for being a part of the channel. SC Aquatics in the house says, morning, everyone. Rob, status of wholesale website. We got it up temporarily. If you shoot me a message, I'll get that to you. But Steve, you the man. Let me know what you need, and we'll take it from there. We got a new import coming in soon, which will be good. And then I see my buddy Ollie said, Rob, you never replied to my Facebook message. Rude. Just want to say a massive congrats for the baby flip. Could not be more excited or grateful that you guys have got this stage. Buy some flowers from me. Well, Ollie, thank you so much, man. And I have to say, I apologize. The live stream I did last week, there was such an outpouring of love, which I appreciate so much. I got so many messages, so many people reached out to me, and it means so much to me. So thank you guys so much for that. But with everything going on, you guys know, we're training some new employees. We're putting some new procedures in place. And then on top of that, I've really been filling in the business, not working on the business. So a lot of my stuff has been neglected. And Amanda is having a baby, so she's been a little sick lately. So I've been doing a lot more around the house. And needless to say, it has been a really rough season on me. But there's so much to be grateful for, and I am grateful for all of it, especially your guys' support, especially the baby. So many things good going on. So just full transparency, my life's a little crazy. I did want to give a shout out, Tank Life Apparel. I gave a shout out to them already, but right behind me is a new painting. And this was from Scott. Scott reached out to me. Man, if it's not Scott, I'm going to feel so bad. I'm like 99% sure it's Scott that sent it to me. Let me double check. I need to get my facts straight before I start spewing out names. Just hold up a second. Let's do this. Was I right? It was Scott. Okay. I knew it was Scott, but I second guessed myself. So Scott, shout out to you for hitting me up with this, and just a beautiful, beautiful painting. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited to start displaying some of this stuff in the new gallery, and it's going to be really cool. I see Papa Shrimp in the house too. Shout out to Papa Shrimp, and Radical Reefs also in the house. My buddy Ken. Shout out to Ken. And then also Clay Wise becoming a new Flip Aquatics family member. Really appreciate you stopping in and becoming a part of our little family here. So thank you so much. So I think that will take us up to 108 members. New record, ladies and gentlemen. So that's super exciting. I don't know. Apparently my count's not refreshing because it still says 107, but we'll say 108, which is super awesome. So thank you guys so much, and I really do appreciate it. I want to get into the American Shrimp Contest because I want to get your guys' feedback. So if you guys didn't know this, Aquashella is coming up quick. It's coming up really quick. Let me pull up the actual dates, and I will share it on my screen. Let's see. It is going to be in Orlando. So let me pull this up and show you guys. Now it might be crazy because they have a video playing in the background. But you know, we'll see. If it looks really, really bad, let me know. And we'll go from there. Hey, there it is. Okay, so before everyone gets sick, let's go to attractions, contests. Oops. Shrimp. Okay, so this is the American Shrimp Contest. You'll notice these shrimp right here, my favorite. You know, they took my picture. What can I say? It's a good picture. And if I'm being honest, I didn't take it either. But, you know, who's counting? So I'll tell you guys. So this picture is just absolutely phenomenal, and I love it. But beside the point, the American Shrimp Contest is a USA breeder showcase. And so here's some pictures. I bought. Well, technically, I didn't buy it. I'm the one that ordered it. There's this huge banner right here. Banner is literally like 30 feet by 10 feet, like the biggest banner of all time. And I ordered it because, like, you know, if I have to decide, bigger is always better. And so, yeah. So, guys, it's going to be great. I want to get your feedback about doing the shrimp contest. So we were debating on just shutting the contest down, not permanently, but for this show, because, you know, there's really not too much time to plan with COVID. There's a lot of like regulations going on, but everything checks out. We're good to go. The show's going on 100%. And so, so we definitely need to start planning. So I want to get your guys' feedback as far as the competition goes. Like, you know, are you interested in it? Like, if you've been to it, is there any changes? Like, what questions you have? And I really want to start this conversation because I literally have a month and when's Aquashella? Let's see. June 12th through the 13th. So a month and a week. I have a month and a week to get this plan. So 5 weeks. And also check this out. I want to see if it shows. Hey, there's your boy. There's your boy right there. I'm going to be doing a talk at Aquashella on Saturday, it appears. Or maybe this is Sunday. Nope, Saturday. And it's going to be really cool. So here, let me stop sharing the screen. So I'm going to be doing a talk, and what I titled it, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this title, but they wanted a title. So I'm going to be doing it. The journey. What is it? Now I forget. Now I got to check. Let me just pull up my phone because I wrote it down. But it's going to be really good. I got a really good plan for it. I haven't even done the talk before. It's going to be a brand new one specifically for Aquashella. Let me see, where is he at? The journey to freshwater shrimp. So I want people that are interested in freshwater shrimp to come, but I also want to include part of my story in there. And so the journey to freshwater shrimp, I want to go through my journey and how freshwater shrimp kind of changed the direction of my life and what it's done for me, and kind of talk about, you know, my business and the struggles that I've had and the successes that I've had, share some of my faith, and just really like inspire people. Because you go to an aquatic show, you don't think you're going to have some motivational speaker get up there and start dropping bombshells on you. But at the end of the day, like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to inspire people. I want to grow the hobby. And so I really want to encourage people to become shrimp keepers, but also encourage them to be better people and encourage them to have a positive outlook. And so I figured with that title, I can pretty much get away with anything I want. And so it's going to be good. I'm really excited for it. And I just saw this. Papa Shrimp said there is only one Papa Shrimp. And then I also saw Ken. Where is it? My buddy Ken Radical Reeves dropping a $50 super chat, said, one of the best guys in the world. Appreciate you and everything you do and have done, buddy. My buddy Ken, you know, I definitely feel for him lately. He's going through a lot in his life. He's got a lot of things, you know, going on, and a lot of things aren't going the right way. And I love the dude and I support him. He started a pet store recently and he decided to close it down just because, you know, it's tough with the pandemic right now. He's had a lot of like low blows and just things that didn't go his way. And so I really feel for him. So Ken, thank you for being in here. Thank you for the super chat, man. You know, you don't have to do that. And, but I appreciate you so much. So I hope things get better, and you know, I'm always here for you. And thank you for supporting me and what I do here at Flip Aquatics. And then Gina Snow becoming a new member. Gina, welcome to the Flip Aquatics family. Appreciate you becoming a new member, and I love it. So thank you so much. But yes, let's get into this American Shrimp Contest. And I really, so this talk is definitely going to carry over to next week because I want to get everyone's feedback. But today is just for the members, and we're talking, and so I want to get your guys' feedback first. And everyone else that's listening that might not be a member or maybe isn't live, think about it too. Drop a comment down below and let us know what you think. And then come next week prepared to talk about this, because this is something we have to wrap up pretty quick. And so there's a lot of things running through my head. Like, you know, do we simplify it? Do we go all out? Like, what's the right play here? And so yes, the contest, just to give some background, it's open to anyone in the United States. So you have to be a United States breeder. And the reason that we started this show is we really wanted to showcase what the United States had, because there's a lot of like hardcore breeders around the world for shrimp. And so I really wanted to focus in on the United States and what we have to offer. And so we kind of started that up, and I'd say it's been a pretty big success. I wouldn't say big success, but it's been definitely something that people look forward to. I want to say, and I really don't know the numbers, but we have, 30, 40 entries every time we do the show. I think we've done it a total of 3 times. Yes. 3 times. I don't remember. I know it's 2 for sure, potentially 3. And so, yeah, it's been a really good thing. Therese Neal is someone that used to do the international contests. She used to run that, and she has helped out a ton. She's really put, her front leg forward and helped us really get it going. I don't know if she'll be able to be a part of it this year, just because of COVID and, all the restrictions, things that are going on. We always have an international judge come, and he's not able to come this time because of the restrictions. And so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, anyone that is a breeder in the United States can definitely enter, and potentially we're going to add an international aspect to it. Potentially, I mean, anything's a possibility at this point. And so we're really excited. So let's see, let's see what's going on. Caleb said, "Morning, everyone. How's Daddy Rob doing today?" There's something about just seeing that kind of message just makes me laugh. But no, super excited for a baby, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Nick said, and this is just talking about Aquashella in general, which again, guys, like members, this is your time to shine. So ask any questions and lead the conversation where you want. I'll keep redirecting it back to the American Shrimp Contest because I really want to get your guys' feedback on it and kind of see what you guys think about it. But feel free to ask anything within reason, obviously. Nick Della said, "Hey, Rob, will you have some shrimp and fish for sale at Aquashella? Going to be my first time and taking the family." That's awesome, man. Well, first of all, I look forward to meeting you and everyone else that wants to come out and see me and also see the show. I think it's going to be really cool. And so that's always super exciting to meet people. But as far as selling, 100% we're going to have some stuff. Fish aren't necessarily the easiest thing to transport. And so I might be a little bit worried because I'm not 100% sure whether we're going to drive or fly. It's about a 16-hour drive, so we could do it, but it would be extremely exhausting. And just Sunday, the show gets over late, so then we'd wake up Monday, we'd come back late Monday, then we'd have to work on Tuesday, we'd miss Monday work, so it would just make for like a really, really tough couple of days. But it's very possible. And so as far as shrimp, 100% we'll have them there, God willing. But as far as fish, I'm not sure. If we're driving, potentially. If we're not driving, probably not. Just because I wouldn't feel comfortable, throwing them in my suitcase or shipping them down and leaving them in the bag over the weekend. So we'll play it by ear and see. But great question. And then Papa Shrimp asked the question, is the contest open to everyone? And the answer is 100% yes, as long as you're in the United States. And so yeah, it's going to be a good thing. And my biggest thing is like, I mean, here's a really good question for you guys. For all the people listening that are members and can respond and put a thing in there. With the COVID pandemic as it is right now, are you comfortable going to a trade show and participating in something like a contest? The biggest thing is like, I just want to see like, I'm guessing since there hasn't been a trade show in a really long time, or at least one of this magnitude, that it's going to be crazy. And I know Florida is kind of nonchalant about COVID, restrictions. And so I guarantee there's going to be a ton of people without masks. Like, I don't guarantee that, but I foresee that happening. And who knows if they'll require masks during the show. I haven't asked them, so I probably should ask them. So it's going to be interesting. And so I wonder from your guys' perspective, like, is that something, hey, yeah, I'm in, like, I'm coming to the show. It sounds great. It's going to be a good time. Really not worried about the pandemic anymore. Like, those are the kind of things I'm thinking about. Nick said, completely understand. Got tickets for Saturday morning. Save me some cherry shrimp. Well, if you're coming Saturday morning, that's day one of the show. So for sure, you're going to have some cherry shrimp. I guarantee it. And thanks for the good vibes, man. I appreciate that. Taylor said, nope, no Aquashella for me. I live with my grandfather, so I can't risk bringing something home on accident. I get it. 100%. I get it. Like, we put very little effort into the fish tube booth this year just because there's so much like, are we only going to have 2 people in the booth at a time because of 6 feet? Like, what's the best way we're going to do this? How are we going to handle people like that don't want to wear masks? There's just a lot to really think about. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. And I trust Aquashella, so I know they're going to do the best they can. But it's just going to be a really interesting show. And so I'm really not knowing what to expect. Like, if we have a bunch of tanks set up, like can only 3 people look at them at a time. So like there's some really interesting things that are going to have to take place. So yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. IBU Sam said, going to Chicago, too new to participate, but definitely will watch. I won't be going to Aquashella. Emma said this year, cry, but as a person would be comfortable going with the pandemic and all. Okay, so you would be comfortable. Flante said, unfortunately, I can't make Orlando, but may be able to make Dallas. Dallas, I'm excited for Dallas. It's later in the year, so hopefully the pandemic is behind us, hopefully. And so we'll kind of see how that goes. As he said, Stump Double didn't get an Aquashella invite. Dude, you are always invited if you want to come. If you want to come, there's always room for you. So you just let me know. We'd love to have you. But again, like, I know, like, with everything going on, it's going to be crazy. So I'm not really sure how it's all going to go. Caleb said, I would love to come to Aquashella, but per doctor's orders, I can't. I haven't been able to go to Walmart or the grocery store in over a year. Hey, man, health is the most important thing. Like, it's not worth risking your life over a trade show, right? And so always be safe, always be conscious. And I did see a new member come in. So Mary Paige Flynn, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you for joining the Flip Aquatics family. Awesome. You guys are phenomenal. The support that you guys show me is beyond what I could have ever imagined. And I thank you guys so much for that. And thank you for becoming a part of our little Flip Aquatics family here. And we're growing. The goal for this month might have to be 150 because we are just like, we're probably up to, again, this thing isn't updating and I don't know why. But according to how many people just joined, we're up to 110. So that's super exciting. So really looking forward to seeing where we can go with the membership. And for all you members, I do apologize. The last 3 weeks, I haven't made a members video. And really the only reason is like, I'm so exhausted. Like, I'm literally so exhausted at the end of the day. Like, I hustled to get everything done before this live stream so that I could be on here, which I could be on here anyway. Like, I don't have to get things done. At the end of the day, like, I guess when you're the boss, you can put as much off as you want. But the more I put off, the more stress I have. The more stress I have, the harder easy tasks are. Like, there's just a ton of stuff. So I try to stay up on it as much as possible. And then Finis08 said, I'm definitely going to Aquashella Dallas. So Aquashella Dallas is going to be the show. Like, that show was so booming the last time we were there. And I expect like it just to be crazy again. Chung in the house. What's going on? The water box said, hey, Rob and all, driving to work. So saying hi before taking off and listening. Well, Chung, thank you so much for joining in. And he said, and congrats to you and Amanda again. Yeah, thank you for the message, man. I really do appreciate it. I know I saw it and really appreciate, all that you're doing. Let's see what Joe's Shrimp Sack said. He said, since it's a big venue place, tanks 6 feet apart, and then you have someone looking at each tank. It is a monster venue space. So it'll be, again, it's going to be so interesting just to see what they do. But just being able to have a contest, I think is going to be really good for our community, the shrimp community. And I don't know. And I think at the end of the day, one thing I've been thinking about, and this is just full transparency, is, I always go to these trade shows and I try to, be a YouTuber and spend time in the fish tube booth. I try to have our Flip Aquatics booth there and bring our team in and have them run that. And then I try to be a part of the shrimp contest and be over there and support that. And on top of that, speaking engagements and getting up on stage and all this stuff. Like, you go to a trade show and it's a lot. It is a whole heck of a lot. So I've really been considering just kind of slowing down in a sense. And what I mean by that is, instead of taking a booth that, takes up 3 booths or 2 booths and, having this huge display and having a ton of shrimp to sell, I've really been considering just having a really small booth that one person can man. And then I can go there, not worry about our booth at all, like have them just completely run it. And then I focus all my time towards the shrimp contest and really interacting with people. Because, and man, I hate when I do this. I don't want to sound arrogant. I don't want to sound cocky, nothing like that. But at these events, I really want to meet the people that follow me. I want to meet the people that want to meet me. I want to say hi. I want to take pictures with little kids. I want to invest in the people that invest in me. And I want to meet the people that support me. And so when I'm at these trade shows, a valuable use of my time isn't being at my booth to sell stuff, because at the end of the day, like, we sell enough through everyday, purchases. We sell enough on the online store. And if we go to a trade show and we break even, like, that's a great day because it's good advertising. We broke even, all that stuff. We make money. It's even a better day. But at the end of the day, like, I'm really considering, like, just being Rob at Flip Aquatics when I go to shows and running around talking to people and really investing into the shrimp contest and sitting down to sign autographs, as funny as that sounds. And, really investing in the community opposed to investing more into my business. And so I don't know, that's kind of where I've been leaning. But I mean, you guys give me your feedback and let me know what you want to see. I mean, obviously I would think that you guys would want to see more of me than less of me. And so we'll see. Mary Paige Flynn just became a member, so I got to give her a shout out again. And she dropped her first comment on the members only stream. So Mary said, hey, everyone, dreaming Aquashella someday. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you so much for all that you do and supporting me. Thank you for being here, and would love to see you at Aquashella sooner rather than later. But I understand with everything going on in our world that some people are not able to make it, and some people aren't able to risk being exposed to COVID. Fortunately, me and the wife have already had it. I haven't been tested for antibodies in a long time, so I probably will get a test before I go just to make sure, like, hey, like, still got that immune system fighting it off. But yeah, we'll kind of see and play it by ear and see how everything goes. Papa Shrimp said, already booked flight and room for Orlando, hoping to get around and see the site too carefully, of course. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, man. And I'll be excited to see you. I haven't seen you, man, like in almost a year. And so it'll be good to catch up and see how everything's been going. Science Gal Aquatics says, I'm planning on being at Orlando early, ready to help where needed. Well, we're excited to have you. And again, you are the biggest help in the world. So we're excited to have you and be a part of the booth and really help us, get it done. and have a good show. Joe Shrimpsack said, work never ends at the end of the day. Work, I mean, when you own a business, work never ends. Like I literally just pause. Like it's like a continuous video game of work, and you just pause to do other things. But you're constantly thinking about it. So trade shows are especially like that. There's so much work that goes in before the trade show even opens, and then a ton of super lightning fast work happens after it closes. Like it is like the biggest hustle in the world. Drain your tanks, put them in the van. Let's get out of here. Like it's just wild. So I think if we do go, well, if we drive to Orlando, we're gonna do a small booth. I mean, we just have to. We just like that's just the way it's gonna be. And so yeah, it'll be exciting nonetheless. I'm looking forward to being out and around other people. I'm a little cautious because, you know, having I don't know 1,000 people in a building and people want to shake hands and stuff. Not that I'm scared. Like I think if I for whatever reason my antibodies didn't fight off COVID and I got COVID again, I don't think that like my life's in danger. But who wants to expose yourself to harm? And so I don't know. It's really gonna be an interesting show to see kind of how everything runs. But anyway, the American Shrimp Contest, I'm thinking about just going all out for it and interviewing breeders and making videos on it, doing dedicated videos of the tanks and the grading of the shrimp, just really, really go into it. And what I really want to see, I really want to see our community grow. And what I mean by that is the shrimp hobby. I think it's grown leaps and bounds from where it used to be. I think even in the last year, it's grown exponentially. But I really want to see people start taking passion in breeding. And just so you guys know, that's not a selfish desire in any way, shape, or form. If people are getting really into breeding, they're not going to buy Neocaridina from Flip Aquatics. They're not going to buy Crystal Reds from Flip Aquatics. So it doesn't help my business in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it might a little bit, but I wouldn't think much, if any. I just want to see the United States start to be recognized on a global level for shrimp. Now there are some great breeders in the United States. Ray Haas is one that just comes to mind. The guy breeds a ton of orange-eyed type of shrimp, and just such a kind guy, such a nice guy. Eric Lucas is another one that's just a phenomenal guy. Breeds some stuff. He also imports. And so there's a couple like really good breeders. Grant Eater is another one. Has a ton of tanks and breeds a lot. So just really getting more people to that level and seeing what can happen. I'd really be excited. Like, there's SIPS, which is a big Chinese show, and they have an amazing shrimp contest. And to see United States people competing in it and potentially winning it, like that would bring me joy. Same thing with Germany. They have some really great shrimp shows, and seeing the United States competing on that level and potentially winning at that level would bring me a lot of joy. And I think it would be a really cool thing. So I think in the next 3 years, we're going to see a lot more of it. I hope. I know I'm going to invest a lot more into breeding. I got all those breeding tanks that I've been showing you guys. I'm just waiting on a carpenter to build me, a really nice rack. Not rack, because it's not going to be a rack, but shelf countertop area so that I can display them. And then we'll really start pushing the breeding. And it's just fun. It's so fun. It's cool watching 10 shrimp multiply into 50 shrimp, multiply into 100 shrimp. And for us, it's even cooler because the process of and this is my farmer spirit. As a kid, I always grew potatoes and pumpkins and different things like that, sunflower seeds. And I always thought it was really cool to be able to take something that, really wasn't worth anything, like, buy a seed. Or my mom used to have potatoes and they would have like the little growths on them, and I would plant those growths so they would grow potatoes. So to be able to take something that, doesn't have value and turn into something that has value, I think that's really cool. And the reason I bring that up is being able to breed shrimp and say start with 10 shrimp and then turn that into 50 shrimp and then sell 40 of those, to kind of, make, what's the right word to say? Like make capital out of thin air. Like, I don't know. That's just really cool to me. Like I really enjoy that part of breeding. And I think that's why it really turned into a business. Just because like I really want to make a difference in the community. I really want to make a difference in the hobby. But at the end of the day, like I really enjoy turning what I do into kind of like a little business. And it's not like, everyone now, like the thing is like, oh, you got to have a side hustle. Like, no, like I've never been like a side hustle. I just like the fact of, the competitive side of me being like, how can I turn this into something that pays for itself or makes a little money so that, I can fuel this hobby and it won't cost me anything. Like that's fun for me. So like if I can, do this breeding rack and in a year it can pay for itself, I'll look at that and be like, man, that was really cool. Like, that's something that I'm proud of that I did. And so there's a lot of things like that. That's really fun for me. And even if you're starting off a breeding tank, like I remember the first time that I had Taiwan bees, or no, crystals. Sorry. I had crystals and I bred my crystals, and then they were all like, the stripe pattern, and none of them were like really high grade. And then out of those babies, I got some that were like SSS pattern, and they had really good color, and some of them had solid legs. And for me, it was really like, it was a cool feeling because, all of a sudden you have all these babies, and some of these babies are worth $20. Some of them are worth $3. Some of them are worth, $15. And just the fact that you create, or not that you created, because the shrimp did the work, but you were able to maintain this environment that created it is always been something that just I loved. I don't know. And so I would love it to see more people find that passion and really enjoy it. And then also get into the genetics. Like the genetics are really fun. Like just being able to take this pattern and mix it with this pattern and see what the pattern combination becomes, and then take one of those babies and mix it with a different pattern, and what does that create? And it's just a lot of fun. It's cool, especially if you're into genetics. Like it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, I promise. Clay Wise says, I can't make it to Aquashella, but I would be okay with going. Well, that's good to know. Lauren said, get the shots. Yeah. Like for everyone that's, worried about it and, you feel like you could be in harm's way, definitely get a shot. I know my parents got it, some of my grandparents got it. A lot of my family is in the medical field, and they got it through work. And so yeah, so I know a lot of people have gotten it. The Fish Nerd Carlos says, what's up, guys? Listening while I tear up on my old floor to replace them. Oh, tear up. I don't know. I just saw tears. So I'm like, oh God, did I make them cry? Like, that's not good. But Carlos, shout out to you and thanks for tuning in. Unit T1-395 said, just got into shrimp keeping this year, and it's been a rewarding experience to see my shrimp breeding and thriving. Absolutely. I mean, if I got to be honest, like the first time that I fell in love with aquariums was, my ex, like a couple exes ago, girlfriend, her dad had a tank, and he actually gave it to me. So I still have it, which is really cool. But he had a tank at the bottom of his steps, and I just thought it was so cool. And just the fact that we could, buy livestock for it, put it in there, watch them, produce some babies, add some live plants. And at the end of the day, like you are the author of that environment. Like if you make a mistake, the animals suffer. If you do really good, the animals thrive. And that responsibility was just something that like I just thrived off of. Like I really enjoyed it. And I knew that I could make the best environment possible for these things. And when you do that, you start seeing babies. And then that's where it's super rewarding. And so it was just like, the responsibility of having the tank and taking care of it. And then all of a sudden babies coming from it was just like the coolest thing ever. And just to circle back to the shrimp contest. I know I've talked about this a number of times in the past, but it's probably been, a year and a half since we've had a contest. And so the biggest thing with these contests, like it is a display of American breeders. A lot of people think that my shrimp aren't good enough. I don't selectively breed. At the end of the day, like, your shrimp are probably just fine. And it's not even the fact that we're looking for the best of the best, but I mean, we are, But what we're really looking for is building a community of people that want to breed. And so if you have one tank of cherry shrimp and you have, 5 really nice ones, submit them to the contest. Like, it's just fun. Like, and then we're going to judge that. And then you're going to get feedback on why you got the rating that you got, and I'm out. And I'm out of coffee. Guess I'm going to Ba flavored water. As I was saying, submit your shrimp. We give feedback. We judge it. Whoever the judges are. Maybe we gave it a 3 out of 5 for size, a 5 out of 5 for pattern, a 2 out of 5 for one color, a 3 out of 5 for another color. Because if things have multiple colors, you have to judge each color based on how good the color is. And at the end of the day, you might get 20 out of 30. And you could take that feedback and then look to see, like, okay, these are the things they're looking for. And so let me resubmit that. Like, one big thing that a lot of people miss out on is you submit shrimp that look the same. So when we look at a group of shrimp, that is one way we grade. So like, if every shrimp in the group is the same size, same color, same pattern, boom, you're phenomenal. But if you have 4 amazing shrimp that all look the same, and then you have a 5th one that is just, ugly as can be, you're going to suffer because we have to grade them as a group. It isn't just like grade the best shrimp. We grade them as a group, and then things can, really start counting against you if you don't, have that one shrimp. That's why we always send 6, 7 shrimp, and we grade the best 5, because, if one dies or 2 die, it's okay. But if 3 die and all of a sudden you're under 4 or under the 5 number, then we can't even judge them just because we don't have enough shrimp. Ron Foss said, have had aquariums for 50 years. Shrimp revealed in the last few between Joe's Shrimp Shack and Flip Aquatics. I think I found best support to explore a new area of tank life. Loving it. Well, that's awesome, man. Always good to support people that especially small businesses like myself, like Joe. And so it's cool to see you jumping into the hobby and having fun with it. And then Mark Ellis said, cool shrimp picture behind you. Any story to it? So Scott is actually a follower of the YouTube channel. I believe he's a member as well. We were talking about how we were going to do the breeding rack and have some art above it. And he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I saw that, you're doing this thing and, you're looking for shrimp art. He's like, I painted this picture for myself and, I just want to get your feedback on it. So I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, I love it, man. That thing is beautiful. And he was just like, and I was like, you got any interest in selling it? He was like, well, I was really going to keep it for myself, but if you really wanted it, I could sell it to you. And so I ended up working out a deal with them and got this amazing blue boat behind me. But isn't this thing freaking sweet? I love it. I love art. I am such a fanatic for art. And I think that just stems from my respect for creativity. And just, I have some of the coolest art over here. Just some phenomenal pictures that different people have painted for me. Vivian is one of them. And if Vivian, you're listening to this, I'm ready for the next shrimp. Like, whatever you draw, I'm ready for it, because she drew something super phenomenal and I absolutely love it. So the creative side, it's something about it. Let's see what Papa Shrimp said. Papa Shrimp said, the contest should help breeders understand what criteria we should consider standards across the community, how to grade by color, pattern, size, etc. So that's where it makes sense. Like, if I don't invest as much into a booth, but invest more into the contest, I can make a lot more videos on that. And I can really get in and, show you guys, this is a group of 6 shrimp submitted. This is tank number X, Y, and Z. And this is how we graded them and go through it, because there's some people that grade, like, even with judges, every once in a while we'll have, 2 judges grade something like a 4 out of 5, and then another judge graded a 2 out of 5. And it's like, what were you looking at? And so that's why we have 3 judges, because if there's an outlier, then we can eliminate that outlier. Like, if 2 people say, hey, this thing's great, and one person says this is a 1 out of 5, then we know, like maybe that person looked at the wrong shrimp or something like that. So then we can even go back through and clarify and be like, hey, like, how did you grade this? Walk us through it. And so yeah, it's gonna be it's a really cool experience. It really is insightful. I know I was talking to Therese today, and she's gonna send me over all the information for the contest, and I'll probably share that so that everyone that enters into the contest knows exactly what we're looking for each category, and they can even grade their shrimp before they send them to know like how we're gonna grade them. IB Sam said first tank has become a Skittle tank. For all of you that don't know, Skittle, just a ton of different colors. Buried mamas and babies everywhere. Eventually, we'll branch out to line-specific tanks. One more confident. I agree. Your guidance is awesome. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. And you said once more confident you're going to branch out. I don't know why I read that as one. So you know me and reading and pronouncing things. always disappointing, always amusing, but never good at it. Gotta love it. I wish I had another coffee though. What are you gonna do? But anyway, so yeah, American Shrimp Contest. I'll have a lot more details next week. I just really wanted to get your guys' feedback. And it sounds like, as a community, I think we should do it, even though, there's a chance that we might not have many entries, and that's fine. I think it's just good just to provide that environment and let people see what is there and kind of go from there. And yeah, so we got our new employee Alex starting tomorrow, and then we have a new employee Amanda starting Friday. So we got a lot going on next week. And then I just realized that I'm going to be out of town, not next week, but the following week. So I won't be able to do Coffee with Flip unless I have a good internet connection where I'm going. I'm taking a little trip with my wife, my aunt, and my grandma, and we're gonna go do some sightseeing and have some good fun. Just because you got to enjoy the time with the people you love while they're still here. And not saying that I think anything's gonna happen to my grandma, but she's getting up there in age, and I want to enjoy it while I can. And so the reason I said that is because I have a very small window of time to make sure that these new people are trained. So I'm really hoping in the next, probably in the next week, they'll be good to fly on their own. Man, I apologize. It has been a long few days, so pardon the yawns. But I was saying, yeah, I hope in 1 week I can really get the new people up to par as far as trained for just doing it themselves and making the best of shipping. And so it'll be good. Let's see. Rodden Pillak. That's an interesting name. Rodden. I like that. When will you post again, Rob? Can't live without new videos from you, man. Shrimp are life. Good evening from the Philippines. Well, shout out to you in the Philippines, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. And then as far as posting, I mean, as soon as I get time, I plan on posting. And I apologize that it goes so long without me posting. But I'm not missing my Coffee with Flip. I'm going to make sure I keep that going. I might miss one or two when I'm out of town. But I want to keep that a regular thing. And then I really want to keep my my member videos a normal thing too, which I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon the last 3 weeks. But I want that to be a regular thing because that's like a really easy video to shoot. You guys don't really care if it's edited or anything like that. So I try to stay on top of those too. But as far as like a production video, it will probably be 3 weeks, I would say. I mean, maybe like if I can bust out one soon, I will. It's hard, man. And I know that it sounds silly. Like, how hard is it to shoot a video? But let me tell you that it is hard just for the amount of time that you have in a day, with all the responsibilities that I've had lately. And, the business is really growing. We're way bigger than like even a year ago. Like, we are way bigger than we were a year ago. And it's just crazy. God is good. God is always providing for us. I'm super blessed. We've really been very successful in the past like 3 years. And, every year we're just growing by a ton, and, a lot of growing pains. I mean, obviously we lost Mike, which is, fairly long-term employee. We lost Jeff. And so out of like my core original employees, we only have Tyler left. And I mean, and Mark and, stuff like that. But we lost 2 of them and we got some new people, and the new people are doing really good. But it's just growing pains. Like, like I wasn't the leader that I should have been, over the past. And I've really grown as a leader, definitely in the past year. Papa Shrimp came and worked with us for a little bit, and he had some difficulties, but, I would say like a month before he came was like the transition, like the beginning of me becoming a good leader. And it's been like a 14-month process. And now I finally feel like I feel confident. Like I'm the most confident I've ever been in myself. I still have a lot to work on. Like, my communication is still not where it needs to be. For whatever reason, I think I'm better than most people, but it's still not where I think it needs to be. And so we're getting there. We are getting there. And I continuously get better every single day. Especially with the business, like we're continuously improving. I'm not the type of person that is just like, hey, like we made money this year. Let me buy a new car. Yeah. Let me do this. Let me do that. No, it's not me. I'm all about like, hey, like we made money this year. Let's add a new plant system. Let's do a breeding rack for the members. Let's do this. Like that's me. Like, let's get bigger. Let's go bigger, go home. A quote that I always loved is, I would much rather fail because I risked too much than fail because I didn't risk enough. And so I'm always on the side of like, let's go. Let's tackle it. Let's try it. Let's get it. And so we'll go. We'll go. We'll keep pushing forward. Well done, Tanks, coming in late. So well done. I've been talking to you in email, man. It's been good getting to know you and talking with you a little bit more, but coming in late and catching what I can. Thank you so much for tuning in. Divers down. My buddy Mark been giving me the cold shoulder lately. I got some construction projects I've been needing him to work on. He's been bailing on me. I mean, he did tear his rotator cuff, so I give him a little bit of grace, but hopefully we'll get him in here soon and get some stuff accomplished. Stephen Conroe said, Flip Aquatics getting swole. So yeah, I'm definitely swelling up down here. Wife's pregnant, so she's been wanting donuts and stuff like that. And I can't let her partake by herself. She needs company. so definitely getting swollen in all the wrong places. But as far as the business, we're definitely doing good. And I'm really excited where we're going and where we came from. Well done said, don't cut yourself short. You got a lot of good people supporting you. And I agree 100%. I have some of the best support out there, and people really, really have my back, and I love it. But there are growing pains, and especially like, in the past year, we've made a transition from like, a business that's run by friends to a business that is an actual business. And that's not an easy transition to make. Like, there used to be days where me, Tyler, Jeff would, I'd go buy lunch for everybody. We'd sit down, we'd watch a movie at work, just chill for a little bit, enjoy each other's company, get back to work, like really chill. And then we got to a point where like, we're growing. This is not something that is sustainable to like take an hour lunch break. And so let's actually structure this. Let's get, 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute break and pay for them. And that's when you guys eat your lunch. And, you guys have to buy your own lunch now. Like, there's been a lot of like give and take. And when you're so used to just kind of a, I don't know, lax environment, to make the transition to like, this is a business that we need to make sure is doing well. That can be a tough transition for some people. And I think it's why we've lost the people that we've lost, and it's okay. Everyone needs to do what's best for them. And I get it. And no hard feelings any way, shape or form. If you guys are listening, love you guys. But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, we've grown so much, and I'm really proud of what we've accomplished in the time that we've accomplished it. And I'm really blessed to be surrounded by the people I'm surrounded with. My new employees are absolutely phenomenal. And at the end of the day, like, we have me, Amanda, And then we have 6 full-time people and 2 part-time people. So there's 10 of us. So that means that 10 people are dependent on Flip Aquatics success. And so all of a sudden, there's some extra pressure there when it's just, it's just me and, my success is riding on the business and, where my money comes from. I don't need much money. So that's super easy. But then, my wife quits working and then, now it's extra dependent, like all of our income's coming from the business. That puts a little pressure. And then you have other people that, this is their full-time job and this is like the money that they get, like they're dependent on it. So all of a sudden you have to make better decisions and, weigh every decision with a lot more weight and make sure you're doing the right thing. I also saw Jay Opie becoming a Flip Aquatics member, shrimp family member. Jay Opie, thank you so much for joining in, man. Thank you for being a part of the stream and just love it, man. Our little community is growing. So if my count's right, we're up to 111 members, which is just phenomenal. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. And I really want to start doing something. Here's a question. So I've been debating on this. My wife told me it was the worst idea that I've ever come up with, but I think it would be a really easy way for me to, just hang out with you guys. And so it's up to you. I love video games. I don't get to play them very often, but when I do, I really enjoy it. And so I was debating on doing a members only stream and it'd just be like a Friday night. Like we just sit down and I just stream playing video games. And you guys can hang out with me. It doesn't have to be like this huge production. It's just an extra time for like, even if you guys want to play games with me, like I do a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone, you're more than welcome to join in, play some games with me. I do, I've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die, and that's one that I can start a server and everyone can join in and we can have, 12 people in there. And so if that's something you guys are interested in, it would be a good way, like if you guys actually want to game with me and bond with me, that would be a lot of fun. And I don't know. At the end of the day, this is an aquarium, shrimp, nanofish, plant, YouTube channel. And so who knows if members would want to watch video games too. I wouldn't do it on like the normal channel, just like for everyone to watch, because people might get pretty annoyed with that. But if it's something that like, hey, people want to join in and game with me, I would have a lot of fun with that. It's just whether you guys want to do it. So Jay Opie, welcome to the Flip Aquatics family. I really appreciate you being here. And just because it's your first comment on a members only stream, I always got to pull it up. He said, at Flip, if you haven't failed, then you haven't set the bar high enough. So I got to disagree with you a little bit. And that's just because I define failure in a different way than most people. My thing is failure is quitting, right? So the only time when you fail is when you quit doing something. So like, if you want to be a baseball player, like, if you're sitting on the bench and you only play one game, you technically didn't fail because you're still pursuing that journey and you're getting better and you're getting better and you end up finishing out your high school career and, you played a couple of games, then you're really not a failure because you did it. But if you play your freshman year and, you don't play much and they don't really think you're good and you just quit, then yeah, like you failed. Like you took yourself out of it. And so for me, failure is quitting. And I'm not a quitter. I go until there is another course. So, and I can equate it to like a journey. So like if my goal is to get to Aquashella Orlando and I make it halfway and I meet a dead end and it's just like, what do I do from here? And I just decide to go home, then I failed to get to Orlando, Aquashella. But if I go a wrong way and make a wrong turn and do this and do that, and it ends up taking 40 hours instead of 16 hours, but I still made it, then it's still a success in my book. It wasn't the right path. It wasn't the best choices. It wasn't the right direction. But at the end of the day, you still got there. And so for me, I do everything in the way of like, I am dead set on getting to my destination. So when I start off Flip Aquatics, I wanted to be the largest breeder in the United States, and I wanted to supply USA bred shrimp to everyone because I thought that would change my hobby and the hobby that I love and the community that I love and want to be a part of. I realized after a couple years that there was no way I was ever going to fulfill that dream. And so I had to pivot to being the #1 importer in the United States and providing healthy shrimp and guaranteeing their health and quarantining them and all that stuff. So people can say that I failed as a USA breeder, but my thing is, I don't think I failed at all. I think I learned what I couldn't do and I pivoted and did what I could do. And now that I'm going down that path, I have so much more capital at my disposal And now I can pivot back and be like, hey, let's set up a 10,000 square foot greenhouse. Let's put a ton of ponds out there and let's freaking do this thing. And let's be the number one breeder in the United States and supply all the pet stores here. You know, why not? And now I can do that. But if I would have just quit and said, man, like I wanted to be the number one United States breeder. That's what I wanted to do. I couldn't do it. I'm out. I would never be where I'm at and I would never be able to pivot back. And so I don't know. That's kind of a long-winded response to failure, but that's the way I look at it. So, you know, when I have kids, you know, we got a kid on the way. I want to instill in them so much that don't quit at whatever you do. Finish it. Like I went and played college football. I hated it. Everyone was so vindictive. People try to hurt you to get your spot on the team. There's no like atmosphere, like community atmosphere. Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone thinks they're the best thing in the world. Like it was just not an environment that I enjoyed being around. Everyone's cocky, like not my type of people to hang around. And at the end of the day, like my back killed me. My knees are shot. My ankles hurt. My fingers were devastated. Like my whole body hurt. I got a concussion that was so bad that I couldn't play for 3 weeks. On the test, they allowed me to take it home because I couldn't focus. Like I was so messed up. And so in that, it would have been really easy to just quit and just be like, listen, like this whole thing isn't worth it. But I finished out that season and I went to therapy and I got therapy and, you know, I got healed back and I looked at it from a logical perspective and decided that my body is worth more than just throwing away for 3 years of football that I necessarily might not even enjoy that much. And so I did quit, but I finished my obligation, which was the season that I was in, and then really thought about it from there. And so again, I think everything leads us down a path. And the only failure is when you go down that path and just turn around and go back the same way you came. That's failure. But if you get down that path and realize there's 3 other paths that I could go down now, even though it's not the same path that you thought you would go down, it's not a failure. It's just a redirection. And so yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. There, how you like that? That's what my aunt used to say when we were little. When we'd get spanked, it was my grandma Babe. She'd spank our butts, and then she'd say, "There, how you feel about that?" And it didn't even hurt, so we would just start laughing, and then she'd do it more. It was funny, but yeah. So there, how you feel? How you like that? But Alan Tooth 48. Renewing his membership. Alan, thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of Flip Aquatics, man. I always appreciate you guys. I love seeing, the same people coming back and forth. The Steve-O show joining in. You guys, thank you so much for being a part of it. Let's see what Mark said. Well, on the way to physical therapy for shoulders. See you later. Hey, he's coming down then. He's coming after physical therapy. Put that boy to work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's good. Among Us is a good game. I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of people play it. Joe said, "I'll call you after live, Manny, and see what was said." I'll call after your live, Manny, and see what was said. I don't know. Apparently, Joe's gonna either call me or call Manny. I don't know. It's a difference between fail and failure. I mean, that too. I mean, there's a ton of ways to look at it. That's just how I look at it. Failure is such an ugly word. So like in my life, like I don't feel like, I mean, there's things I've done that was not the right decision. But in no ways do I feel like I failed. I just pivoted. I changed it. I never just like quit and I was like, well, scrap that. Let's start from ground zero. Ron said, just because it might bore or bother someone is no reason not to do it. Like so many things in today's world, we can all change the channel or hit the power button. Enjoy the ones that stay. Absolutely, man. I love it. I love it. Hopefully somebody didn't say something bad to do that. Unity 1 said Warzone and Flip. Oh man, let's do it, baby. And so yeah. Oh, I see. Because I was talking about playing video games. So that's where, yeah, if they don't like it, they could change it or whatever. But at the end of the day, like even if you don't play video games, you can still come and hang out and listen to me talk about shrimp and stuff like that. Like we can still have a good time. So I didn't see many people. I didn't see anyone saying no, don't do it. So I'm going to take that as yes, please do it. We want you to play more video games. That's what I'm going to tell my wife. That's what you guys told me. And we're just going to do that and see what happens. So heck yeah, let's do it. So guys, all the new members, all the members that are existing, all the people that are watching that don't even have to be members, just supporters of the channel. And even if you're the hater of the channel and just here for drama, love you. Love you for all that you do for me. Natasha Gonzalez becoming a member at the last minute. Natasha, thank you so much. Welcome to the Shrimp family. I think you've been a member. And so if you have been, welcome back. If you haven't, then thank you for being here. And we look forward to getting to know you more and having you a part of our little community here. And guys, I thank you guys so much for all that you do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the many people that reached out to me and wished me well and wished Amanda well and congratulated us on the new baby coming. Thank you for all the people that reached out to me and just said like, hey, like I heard your live stream last week and I just wanted to let you know that I'm going through some stuff. And you know, people even reached out to me and said like, man, like I heard what you said last week and I'm that person that's struggling and what you said really, really helped. And that's cool. I've added some people to my prayer list. And I pray for you guys, you know, every day. I try to. I pray every day. Sometimes I might miss one person or another, but I'm continuously praying for you. If you ask for prayers, I got you. And so you guys have a great day. Oh, Natasha upgraded. Natasha, thank you. You're the freaking bomb. Really appreciate that. But, you know, if you guys ever need anything, I always say, like, my inbox is open. Shoot me an email, rob@flipaquatics.com. And I got your back. I might not get back to you in a day. I might not get back in 3 days. I might not get back in a week, but I will get back to you. And if it's something you need prayers for, I got you. If it's something you just want to talk about, I'm here for you. I appreciate what you guys do for me, and I want to give back to the best of my ability. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday and a great rest of your week. And as always, God bless. And yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side. I'm going to go get me some more coffee. See you guys. Have a great week.